Session on improving our spoken English. Improving our spoken English. Now we're going to look at 4 key words: before and ago. Before, ago. Sometimes these words people confuse them in spoken English or in written English. Spoken and written English. So we're going to look at before, ago, hardly, and hard. Hardly and hard. Now we look at before and ago. We use before. We use before in counting from a distant to a nearer point in the past. We use before. You have to understand that we use before when we want to count from a distant to a nearer point in the past. But we use ago in counting from the time of speaking to a point in the past. In counting from the time of speaking, from the time you are speaking, if you are counting it to a point in the past, then you use ago. You use ago. But if you are counting from a distant past to a nearer point in the past, all in the past, if you are counting from a distant past, that is something that had gone long, to a nearer point is still in the past, to a nearer point still in the past, you use before. But if you are counting from the time you are speaking to a time, a point in the past, you use ago. You use ago. That's why, for example, when we say ago, we will say half an hour ago, 3 days ago, 4 months ago, 5 years ago, a long time ago. You know, because we are counting from the time we are speaking to a point in the past. But if we are counting from a distant past to a nearer point in the past, then we use before. We use before. For example, if you say, oh, my brother was hit in 2018. My brother was hit in 2018, but he had been sick 5 years before. But he had, remember, all in the past. My brother was hit in 2018. Was hit, had accident in 2018. But he had been sick before that time. He had been sick 5 years before. 5 years before the time he was hit or he was killed. He was dead. You see that? So in this case, you are all talking about two things in the past. You are talking about a distant past and you are talking about a nearer past. But if you are talking from the time you are speaking to a point in the past, then you use ago. Therefore, it is wrong to say, I saw Joanna before 2 weeks. No. You say, I saw Joanna before 2 weeks. Or I saw Joanna 2 weeks before. No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Instead, you should say, I saw Joanna 2 weeks ago. I saw Joanna 2 weeks ago. That is from the time you are speaking to a little past. From the time you are speaking to a point in the past. So you say, I saw Joanna 2 weeks ago. Number 2, don't say, wrong to say, James was killed in 2021. He had been sick 5 years ago. No. Don't say that. Because you are talking about he was killed in 2021, but before that time he had been sick. So you are going to say before. So don't say James was killed in 2021. He had been sick 5 years ago. No. You say James was killed in 2021. He had been sick 5 years before. That is, he had been sick 5 years before the time he died, before the time he was killed. And so that is how we put that. That is how we put that. Now let's go to the next one. Hardly and hard. Hardly and hard. We use hardly when we want to mean not quite or scarcely. Not quite or scarcely. Not quite or scarcely. But we use hard when you talk about severely, seriously, severely. This one when we want to mean not quite or scarcely. So you cannot say my mother said that her daughter was hit hardly. No, you cannot say that. Because hardly means severely. So hardly means not quite or scarcely. Not quite or scarcely. So you cannot say my mother said that her daughter was hit hardly. No, you say my mother said that her daughter was hit hard. Her daughter was hit hard. That is, her daughter was hit severely. Next one. Wrong to say. Wrong to say. Don't say the child can hard work. No. The child can hard work. No. Because it is wrong to say that the child can severely work. No. The child can hard work. No. You say the child can hardly work. The child can hardly work. That is, the child can scarcely work. Not quite. The baby can hardly work. I can hardly do this work. We can hardly reach there. We can hardly say this. Scarcely. But the ball hit me hard. That is severely. I was hit hard by the ball. Or the ball hit me hard. So that is how you use hard and hardly and then before and ago. Let's say that again. Wrong to say. Wrong to say. I saw Joanna before 2 weeks. No. Say I saw Joanna 2 weeks ago. Wrong to say. James was killed in 2021. He had been sick 5 years ago. No. Don't say that. Say James was killed in 2021. He had been sick 5 years before. That is 5 years before this time. Or in the past. Wrong to say. My mother said that her daughter was hit hardly. No. My mother said that her daughter was hit hardly. Say, my mother said that her daughter was hit hard. That is severely. Was hit severely. Wrong to say, the child can hard work. No. The child can hardly say, the child can hardly walk. The child can hardly walk. We can hardly do this work. We can hardly finish that job. So that is that with the use of before, go, the use of hardly, hard. If you like our video, share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget our community-based adult literacy program. You can support us in any way you can.